Welcome back to another episode of the Pinoy Expat. My name is Icon and we are here today in Blacktown and we are with
April.
April. April, gano'n ka nakatagal dito sa Australia?
Magpo 5 years next year.
Magpa 5 years next year. So it's been quite a while. Kumusta yung journey mo dito so far?
Hindi siya madali. Kahit na ang tagal ko na, it never gets easier. Pero masasanay ka na lang. And you'll know how to deal with problems. Kasi parang same. Kasi naka-student visa pa rin ako, kuya.
Okay, so you've been here for 5 years and still on a student visa. And why is it taking you that long?
Kasi po yung una kong course is events management. Kasi yun yung related ko sa Philippines. And then, nung tinapos ko yung events management, wala akong enough resources para mag-bachelor's agad. So, dumaan ako sa certificate, and then diploma, and then now pa lang ako nag-bachelor's. Kaya inabot ng ganun kahaba.
So sabi mo, you took events management first. And what are you taking right now?
Bachelor's in Early Childhood Education.
Bachelor's in Early Childhood Education. For short, teacher sa grade school.
Yes.
Okay. And kumusta naman yung journey so far ng pagiging student ng Early Childhood Education?
Hindi siya madali, pero masaya siya. Mas lamang sa akin yung masaya, na i-enjoy ko yung ginagawa ko. Both sa studies and sa work.
Yung course mo right now, obviously hindi siya related sa previous work mo sa Philippines kasi sabi mo events management ka. Now, why childhood education?
Kasi nung nag-search ako noon sa skilled occupation list, kung ano yung mga may pathway, tinignan ko kung ano yung magugustuhan ko. Kinonsider ko yung nursing pero hindi ko talaga nakita yung sarili ko mag-work doon. Kahit na alam ko yun yung easiest way, sinasabi nila. So, mas pinili ko yung early childhood. And naging smooth din kasi, kuya, yung process ko na nag-transition ako from events to early childhood. So, kaya dinire-diretso ko na.
Before we continue on that, balik lang tayo ng content of what was your reason or motivation coming here to Australia?
Nakisabay lang talaga kasi ako, kuya, sa friend ko. I have no plans on studying abroad. Sabi ko lang, gusto kong itry kasi tinatry ng friend ko, sinasamahan ko siya mag-process. Hindi ko naman alam na magiging smooth din yung visa processing. Kaya bigla-bigla ako. Like, di ako prepared emotionally, mentally, financially. Pero nandyan na.
So parang nagulat ka na lang, oh my God, ito na yung visa ko.
Yon. Kasi auto-grant din ako nun, kuya. Like, within 30 minutes na grant yung student visa.
Wait lang, kasi right now, other student visa applications.
Ang tagal.
Ang tagal, oo. Pero what year was that nung nag-apply ka?
June 2019 na grant. And narinig ko from someone na during that year, nag-release daw talaga silang madaming auto-grants. And yun, napasama ako. Kaya nandito ako ngayon.
Did you ever regret coming here? It's been 5 years and na nandito ka and through all the, the ups and downs, the joy, the sacrifices, did you ever regret coming here to Australia as an international student?
No, wala pong regrets as in. Siguro I would have done things differently kasi hindi naging smooth. Pero hindi ko pinagre-regretan lahat.
Okay, that's nice to hear. Kasi yung iba parang isip na ayoko na, uwi na ako.
Madami.
Was there ever a time na naisip mo na ayoko na, uwi na ako?
Wala ko eh. Go ako sa goal ko eh kapag alam ko na gusto ko talaga. Walang makakapigil. Parang ganon.
And ano ba yung goal natin?
Mag-PR.
And then maging citizen. Gaano pa kalayo ang lalakbayin mo to get that goal through your early childhood education course?
I'll be finishing bachelor's po by first quarter ng 2025. So, kiniklaim ko na by end of 2025, mag-resident na kami.
Ano pa yung steps na kailangan mong gawin?
Kailangan kong mag-stay as early childhood teacher kasi after I finish bachelor's, pag nagpa-skills assess ako, syempre kailangan ko mag-work as an early childhood teacher. So, kailangan may 3 months akong working bago ako magpa-skills assess. So, since working ako as early childhood teacher, di na ako lilipat doon.
Yes, kasi right now, from what I have seen on the news and read on the news, talagang in demand yung mga childhood na educators.
Iba rin yung educator sa teachers eh.
Okay. So, sige nga, tell me the difference yung between teachers and educators.
Yung early childhood educators, for cert and diploma po siya. Pero once you studied bachelor's, doon ka makakwalify as ECT or yung early childhood teacher. Yung early childhood teacher, siya yung nasa medium to long-term skilled occupation list. Pero kapag cert and diploma ka lang, kailangan mo maghanap ng mag-sponsor sa'yo or dito yung mga lumilipat sa regional area para sa DAMA sponsorship.
And since ECE ka, you have a high chance na ma-invite ng state. So, Visa
Yes.
190.
Opo.
Okay, that's good to hear kasi you really know what you're doing. May plano ka na how to get your goal, which is permanent residency. And that's good. Ano yung current na work mo ngayon?
Working as early childhood teacher na po.
So nagwo-work ka na talaga sa
Yes.
anong bang tawag
Childcare
dyan? Childcare center. Kumusta so far yung experience working as an educator there?
Masaya na magulo. Like chaos kasi everyday pagkasama yung mga bata. Pero masaya sila. So, ang dami lang paperworks. Pero, ako nag-enjoy talaga ako sa mga bata.
So far na-enjoy mo naman. What's one thing na nangyari while you are teaching or you are working as an educator na hindi mo makalimutan?
Yun yung mga incidents, kuya.
Okay.
Within the center.
Within the center. Are we allowed to discuss that in public, yung mga incidents na yan?
Not sure. Pero wala naman kasi akong babanggitin name.
Okay. So, sige, ano mo na lang, general.
General.
Give us, just paint us a picture anong nangyari.
Sige. Kasi sa early childhood, sa childcare center, hindi maiiwasan yung walang accident. So, laging may mga incidents with children. Tapos yun, pakikipag-deal sa parents. Siyempre, hindi sila happy about that.
Let's talk about that dealing with, parents. Kasi lagi kong naririnig din yan actually sa child care center. Yung anak ko ganito, yung anak ko ganyan. How frequent does that happen and how do you deal with that?
Siyempre, professionally. Like, hindi rin kami pwedeng magbanggit kasi. Halimbawa, kung ang complaint ng parent is, kinagat daw siya ng ganto-ganto. Kasi some child, magkukwento talaga, alam nila kung sino yung bata. So kami, hindi namin
For privacy nung isang bata.
Hindi namin pwedeng, siya yung nagkagat. So, sinasabi na lang namin, anong gagawin namin as educators para hindi na yun maulit.
Right.
Para makampante sila.
And do you see yourself na pursuing this career once you have your PR?
Yes po. Gusto ko may sarili akong parang family daycare. Gusto ko kasi ng business. So ayokong laging employee, parang gano'n.
So kahit ba na hindi ka full-time working as an educator, counted pa rin yun towards your skills assessment?
Ang sabi nila, kuya, hindi counted as na pag nag-aaral ka. Hindi counted yun. So magsa-start lang silang i-consider yun after mong sa study.
What about yung kapag school break? Do you still work full-time for the,
Opo.
Pero hindi pa din yun counted?
Hindi counted. Kailangan tapos ka talaga muna sa studies.
Kailangan tapos talaga. Okay. Halimbawa, I am a teacher sa Philippines and gusto kong pumunta dito. Ano ang kailangan kong gawin to be able to come here and work as a teacher?
Kasi kung may experience na sila, kuya, pwede na silang try magpa-skills assess para hindi na sila mag-student visa. Kasi back to zero, yun ang hirap. So magpa-skills assess sila sa ASICWA or yung 8 na tinatawag ata. Tapos yun, kung qualified naman sila, pwede na silang mag-work.
So hindi na kailangan na dumaan ng student visa?
Mahal din magpa-skills assess. So kung may budget sila, I'd say go for it kesa magsayang sila ng years to student visa kung may experience naman na sila sa Pinas.
Let's say I am a master sa Philippines, o di kaya I'm a doctorate, tapos I've been teaching for 5 years. Is that enough?
Papa-skills assess pa rin. Depende pa rin, kuya, kung ano yung may a-approve.
So medyo kailangan din talagang i-research ng mabuti. If you had known na ang bagsak mo is early childhood education din pala, would you have decided na sa simula pa lang na mag-ECE na?
It depends. Kasi kuya, nung mga panahong nag-start ako dito, inaalam ko pa talaga kung gusto kong magstay. Kasi nga nabigla-bigla ako sa decision ko. So, nag-take time ako talaga to really know kung ano yung gusto ko. Kasi gusto ko talaga events sa Philippines. So, nung dumating ako dito, sumasali ako sa mga events. Like, nag-volunteer ako. Tinitignan ko kung gusto ko bang i-pursue talaga yung events. And then, yun nga, eventually, nagbago yung gusto kong career sa buhay. Kaya, nag-join ako sa early childhood.
Right. Okay. So, medyo nagbago yung ihip ng hangin. Knowing that and given that, nung pagdating mo dito, parang feel mo pa lang, what would be your advice to someone na hindi pa sure pumunta na magstay dito? What would be your advice to them?
Siguro never be afraid to try new things. Kasi hindi nyo malalaman yung gusto nyo kapag within the comfort zone lang eh. Kasi ako, for example, nung tinry ko pa kung gusto ko mag-cookery, kumuha ako ng, ang tawag dun, parang yung card para makapag-work ka, makapag-serve ng alcohol drink. RSA, $140, tas di ko nagamit. Kasi nga biglang nag-open yung door para mag-early childhood ako. So, try lang ako ng try nun hanggang makita ko kung saan ko nakikita yung sarili ko in the future. Yep. Tapos yun na.
Right now, meron tayong issue na naririnig sa TikTok and sa Facebook, yung students na 8 to 10 years na dito, student pa din. You've been here for 5 years. What's your take on that? What can you say about that? And ano yung advice na mabibigay mo dun sa mga student visa holders na papasok pa lang dito sa Australia?
Do your own research. Ang daming helpful influencers na on TikTok. Pero hindi lang dapat yun yung maging source. Mag-research sila and magtanong sila sa mga may experience na. Like, wag silang parang bara-bara ba sa decision. Kasi nga, yun nga, hindi naman goal dito is makapag-student visa lang. Pero we can only do so much kasi sila pa rin yung magde-decide. Kaya pag nanonood din sila ng mga advice on TikTok, i-filter out din nila based on their situation sa Philippines, based on their resources na meron sila, mga opportunities na available sa kanila kasi hindi naman natin yun malalaman. So, ayun, huwag kayo masyadong nagpapaniwala. Mag-research kayo kasi available naman lahat.
Lahat nasa immigration website.
Yes.
Did you have to do any sacrifices just to get here, just to stay here? Halimbawa, like, sinanla mo ba yung baboy ng kapitbahay ninyo? Magaganong sitwasyon?
Wala naman po so far. Kasi yung pagpunta ko dito, since 1 year lang yung events management course ko, hindi ganun kalaki yung expenses. Kasi 1 year lang din yung insurance, and yung school ko is, mura lang yung tuition fee ko. I think 6,000 AUD for a year. So, ang nagastos lang ng parents ko is more or less 140,000 pesos. So, wala pong pagsasanglang na ganap.
So, hindi mo nasangla yung baboy ng kapitbahay?
Hindi namin
Where do you see yourself 3-5 years from now?
citizen. Tapos, gusto ko na agad i-work out yung family daycare. Kasi gusto ko na siyang simulan as early as now. Kasi time is ticking.
Time is ticking.
Ayokong mag-aksaya ng oras na kapag matanda na tsaka palang mag-start.
Kung wala ka dito ngayon, sa Australia, nasaan ka sa Pilipinas at ano ka sa Pilipinas?
Siguro nandun pa rin ako sa first passion ko, which is events. Kasi yun talaga yung gusto ko. And hindi ako magta-transition doon sa pagiging teacher. Kasi iba yung nakikita kong work as teacher doon compared dito. I would say in events management pa rin.
Ano yung difference ng pagiging teacher sa Philippines at teacher dito?
Based sa mga sinasabi ng mga tao sa akin, kasi wala akong teaching experience sa Philippines, mababa daw yung sahod nila. Ang daming umaalis sa DepEd. Kasi may mga nagtatanong din sa akin na DepEd teacher sila. Tapos nagtatanong sila paano daw lumipat dito.
And what do you tell them?
Sabi ko, kung may experience po kayo, magpas-guest assess na kayo. Kasi sinasabi ko lagi na hindi ganun kadali ang student visa nga.
Last question, do you have any advice to anyone in general, mapa-student man, tourist man, permanent resident na ba, working visa, any advice for any first-timers coming here in Australia?
Pag pumunta sila dito, maghanap agad sila ng community. Kasi doon sila parang maiibsan din ba yung loneliness nila. Para hindi sila makakaisip na uuwi na lang ako sa Pilipinas. Kasi yung mga musi na nababasa ko is nade-depress din agad sila. Kahit ilang months pa lang, gusto na agad nilang umuwi. Kaya ayun, wag sila puro work ang hanap. Hanap din sila ng philo community na kahit yung lang sila sa park, magkita-kita.
So that's it. Thank you, April, for your time. Guys, unfortunately, that's all the time that we have. We were able to ask a few questions about life and work as an educator and maybe a little about being a student here in Australia. Guys, if you want more interviews like this, more content like this, make sure to follow and subscribe the Pinoy Expat on Facebook, on YouTube, on all our social media channels. Once again, April, thank you so much for your time. My name is Icon and you're watching the Pinoy Expat. See ya! Yeah.
See you.
Yeah.
See you here.